In better luck next time news, Bill Cosby loses his attempt to have the sex assault case dismissed, meaning he wants no charges to be pressed at all, which is absolutely absurd because of what he did and all that crazy stuff. But first off, I want to apologize if you can hear cars going by or snowblowers, because we just had a snowstorm here and the roads are an absolute mess, like this. Which you can probably hear that. Anyways, the U.S. judge rejects defense claim of immunity and rules that prosecutors can fight with the first criminal charge against the disgraced 78-year-old TV legend Bill Cosby. So a judge refuses to throw the sexual assault case against Bill Cosby out Wednesday, sweeping aside the claims that a previous district attorney had granted the comedian immunity from prosecution a decade ago, which I don't understand that part. Judge Stephen O'Neill issued the ruling after a hard-fought 2-day hearing in court. So the case now moves to a preliminary hearing to determine whether there is enough evidence to try and commit the 78-year-old comedian Bill Cosby on charges that he drugged and violated Andrea Constand, which is absolutely crazy, which I think that he should not get the charges. I think he should be prosecuted for the rest of his life, which in reality is not going to be that much longer since he is 78 years old. So his time on this earth is not going to be very much longer, to say the least. So I think he should just get the rest of his life thrown in prison for what he has done. When he drugged her and violated her, that happened in her Philadelphia home in 2004. The TV star could not get up to, or the TV star could get up to 10 years in prison if he is convicted, but he denied all the charges, which 10 years, so say if he does get 10 years, he'll be 88 by the time he gets out, which basically his life is done at that point. I think he should just get the rest of his life in prison, but that is personally my opinion. At the hearing this week, Bill Cosby's lawyer tried to get the case thrown out by putting Mr. Castor himself on the stand, who is a district attorney. I don't know his relevance in the case. He testified that in deciding not to charge Bill Cosby, he intended to forever close the door on prosecuting the comedian for some reason or another. He said that he considered his decision binding on his successors, which I don't understand that statement at all. Bill Cosby's lawyer said that they would never have let the TV star testify in the civil case if they did not believe that the charges were off the table, which is also a little bit confusing, because why would you not want him? You would only want him to testify if you knew that the charges were going to be absolutely wiped off the face of the earth, which is crazy. I think he should get everything that he deserved. He knew going into it what he was doing and that it was going to be wrong and that he would obviously be sent to prison. But he clearly didn't care. He still drugged her and violated her. Whether that be raping her, who knows? Because I never really delved deep into the case, like previous to reading this article. So I really don't know if he raped her or whatever. I would assume violating would mean raping, touching her in inappropriate places, something along those lines. So in this case, the prosecution should be stopped in its tracks, argued Chris Tabak, who is Bill Cosby's lawyer. He also quoted, really what we're talking about here is honoring a commitment, which I think the commitment is charging him or stopping the court process. I'm not quite sure. I would assume stopping the court process, since he is saying the prosecution should be stopped in its tracks. So there's quite a few people that are saying that they want this prosecution to stop, but I'm sure a lot of people in the U.S. are saying that they want the prosecution to go on and have him convicted. A secret argument that allows a wealthy defendant to buy his way out of a criminal case just isn't right, and that is a quote from Mr. Steele, said the judge, which is absolutely 100% right, because these wealthy people, they just get out of crime because they have so much money that they can just buy their way out of anything that they do in life, which is absolutely wrong. They should just serve their sentence, because they knew what they were doing is wrong. So they should just serve it, and just like anybody else would if they committed that crime. As the case goes forward, Cosby's lawyers are expected to fight to keep up the deposition from being introduced at a trial. The judge said he struggled to find similar cases where a suspect who was never charged received a promise that he would never be prosecuted, which is absolutely crazy. Normally, immunity is granted after a suspect is charged because he or she cannot provide testimony for the prosecutors, information for the prosecutors, which he should just, the point of the story is he should just be prosecuted for the rest of his life. That's my opinion. So if you guys want to check out this article for yourselves and dive more deep into what Bill Cosby is going through, check out the link down below, and the link for last week's news article is also down in the description box below, so go ahead and check both those out if you guys are interested. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave it a like, and I will see you guys in next week's article. Peace. Runaway news. Monster spider named Cryomaster Behemoth discovered in U.S. forest, which is pretty crazy. When you guys see pictures of this, it is absolutely